Hi everyone, it's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue. Today we're going to be doing this really ornate box card from SVG Cuts, from Mary at SVG Cuts, and I'm going to explain how to put this together. But before we get started, I wanted to remind you all that that if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, or you haven't liked yet my Facebook page, Miss Rita to the Rescue, I would encourage you to do that. We have so many projects I have picked out that I am so in love with, and I cannot wait to show you, and I just don't want you to miss out on anything. So it's really important that you subscribe to my channel on YouTube, and also to like my Facebook page as well, and that will first, it will allow you to see all of this great stuff, and be the first person, first people to see that. But also it shows me an interest by the people, so I know what you're interested in. If this gets a lot of views or comments or likes, then it tells me, it indicates what you're looking to see tutorials on. So it's really important for me, because I want to provide you with things, not just things that I like to do, but things that you want to learn how to do. So please subscribe. And okay, so moving along, we're going to be doing this wonderful, it's very big, and it has this crow inside, and then in the back you can see has like a little farmy kind of a scene, and it's all inside of a pumpkin. It's got kind of dimension there, and it almost looks like an egg here. It's even got this really pretty barrel and all this greenery and stuff. So I'm going to show you how to put this together, because it does go together slightly different than we've been doing with box cards. So if you want to see how this gets together, please stay with me and I will show you. So I'm really excited to show you this really large and very intricate box card from Mary at SVG Cuts, and this particular file comes from this kit that's called Harvest Sunset, and you may have seen, or you might recognize some of the other projects in here, which include those sunflowers that I made, and that oversized pumpkin that I did earlier. If you want to see the videos on those, please go back and look for them, because they're really fabulous. This is a great kit, and we're actually going to be doing this project as well. It's a bucket bag. It doesn't look it from the picture, but it really is a fabulous little project. So we are going to do this pumpkin diorama box card. I want to start off by saying, I originally, when I started making these, I tend to just start with the basic colors, and these are all solids, and they look good, but I just started thinking, I really would like to, I kind of do this, well, I'll put together something a couple of times just before I feel like I got the hang of it, and then I will put together my final one that I want to show you, and then I also cut this one, and cut it out and show you how to put it together. So this is just a plug for using things like patterns and some different kinds of elements that are color coordinated. You can see here there's some great patterns, and a pattern on the back. This particular, the choices that I made for this one came from this Cricut paper pack called Woodland Whimsy. Definitely recommend that. So let me show you how this goes together. First, you have to consider, there are a lot of pieces, and you do need to sort of be patient with yourself and with your choices. Do all your choices ahead of time. And then what I do is I lay it out and add the elements to each section. So this is the very back, and you see it has like this pattern piece and a little area for you to put a sentiment in or to sign. And then on the other side, it's the pumpkin shape with a little cutout and the sun and a couple of like that give the image of a rolling greens or a farm of some sort. And then you see here also pattern. So this is the back, and I decorated all in anticipation of putting together the card. These are the sides, pretty basic. They have, obviously they have the score marks on either side, but they also have this the patterned paper that matches the back of that. And then you have the front. The front consists of, it's like a rain bucket or a barrel with these kind of cool, I think they're like cat o' nine tails, but I really like this flower because it's actually uses a brad. You put it through the hole and then you can kind of sort of move it around. It gives it a little bit of a movement. And then the middle pieces consist of this one, which is kind of got an egg with the filigree. I really like that because it reminds me, makes this project feel like a Fabergé egg. And then you have the other portion, which includes the crow standing on the fence post or standing on the fence, and has obviously has, you know, some of the embellishments to give it a real look of a pumpkin. So that's what's great about it. Is definitely a diorama, but it's also a box card. It is an oversized box card, and you do need to make a special sized envelope for it, but it is a box card nonetheless. And we know from putting together box cards that it is about having a back and a front and then two sides that they each like they swing back and forth so that we can fold it flat, put it in our envelope, our oversized envelope, and mail it. Or, you know, you can also just have this available for, I don't know, on your desk or something. I think that that's a worthy thing to aspire to as well. So okay, so we have these we had the back piece, we got the front piece, and we've got the two sides. Let's put our inserts away for a second. What we're going to do is use our trusty glue, of course. And this is a little bit different than that very, very boxed very, very boxy feel of a box card, because what you're going to do is, instead of it being completely flush, let me see if I can, here, completely flush with the side here, what you're going to do is line up the bottom. I'm trying to get it on camera here. All right, and if you do that, you'll notice that it's not quite, this piece sort of comes out a little bit, and that can be a little confusing when you're first putting these together. So I just want to point that out. And you put the glue, you have to do both sides. Put it, again, you match it with the foot, not so much the top. The foot of the bottom of the card. I don't know, is that going? Yes. Okay, so there are two sides, and then it's a matter of getting our front on there. So let's put some glue. I kind of recommend doing this together, like both sides together, because there's a little bit of wiggling you have to do while the glue is still wet. Let's see what I mean as we set this. Right? So I am matching in the front, and matching those little legs. I'm not being ultra concerned about the top of the sides. I mean, obviously I want them to attach to one another, each other, but I'm not concerned about that placement being super straight, just like in the back. And then, so here is our box. I don't want to move it too much, just simply because the glue is still drying. So there's our box, right? And then it's a matter of putting in the 2 inserts. And you see here, the inserts are numbered. This is number 1, and this is number 2. I always work from the back. It's just how I do it. I don't know why. Don't ask me why, but it's just why I do it, or how I do it. And you got to put the glue on those tabs and hold that in place. Remember, when you're putting it together, that you got a little wiggle room with that glue, and you do want to kind of move it around and make sure you're going to be able to fold it up. Remember, even though you're not mailing it, when the season's over, you're going to want to put this away for next year. So you do want it to fold, at least in such a way that you don't have to find, I don't know, a big box to put all of these items in for next year. And then here's our second piece. Get that in there. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Come up from behind, maybe underneath. And really, that is all that's to it. Clearly, you're going to be much more careful than I am. I'm just doing this to demonstrate, and I know that you'll take much more care. But that's really, isn't that stunning? Such a wonderful, and it's so aptly named as a diorama box card that you see right through, and you see the front and you see the back, and then you see that middle, and it really does give this elegance and this idea of like a Fabergé egg. So that is the it's called, I think it's called the pumpkin diorama box card. I don't know if you can see that, but it's from this SVG Cuts kit. I have gotten so much use out of this kit. I tell you, I did the oversized pumpkins, and then we're going to be doing this. You can't really tell from the picture. We're going to be doing a bucket bag from here, and all the sunflowers came from this kit. This is definitely one that I would recommend that you purchase if you have any interest at all in any one of those projects. And then also, just to remind you, I made this first in just solid colors, but I really think adding these patterned elements, like on the side here and in the back here, and also in the interior back, and then where else did I add some elements? I think that might be it. But, you know, it's important for you to kind of mix up solids with some patterns. It takes a little bit of doing to come up with a good color scheme. And what I tend to do is I tend to take my the pattern stuff from the same collection, because they tend to use the same tints and like shading. Sometimes the green is a little different than the green you find in a Michael's cardstock pack than what you find in a Cricut pack. So for this particular product, this particular box card, I did use, this is a Cricut Deluxe paper pack called Woodland Whimsy. So it might be something you want to look at. Paper packs from Cricut are smaller than what you're used to getting from Michael's, but I honestly think I buy those big, thick cardstock packs, and I might use half. I mean, if I'm lucky, I might use half out of the entire stack. And that's because, when they're putting together those paper packs, they're doing it for different uses. Like, some people use those packs for scrapbooking. Some people use them for making cards, and some people use them to make 3D projects. So they have to kind of put all different elements in there. And what it turns out for me is like about half of them are not really super useful for what I want to accomplish. So I end up with like, you know, the stack with all the, what I would call the good stuff taken out. Why not start with a just for paper cutting grouping? And this one here, just to show you, you know, it's got these solids here, but also has on the other side the patterns. So it's well worth looking into these paper packs. And if you are in the market for to purchase some paper packs, do check out the Cricut site. They're often on sale, and you know, if you use my link, you will get an additional 10% off your purchase. Thanks so much for coming today. My name is Rita, and this is my YouTube channel, Miss Rita to the Rescue. You might be watching on Facebook as well, and if you are, thank you. I just want to ask, if you aren't already, would you mind subscribing to my YouTube channel and also liking the Facebook page, Miss Rita to the Rescue Facebook page. That's really important to me, and I'm trying to reach some goals. And as you know, this is a fairly new endeavor for me, so I really just get so jazzed when people send me messages or subscribe, or they like it, or they forward it. It just really boosts my morale, let's put it that way. So if you wouldn't mind, I'd really love it if you could help me out and subscribe to both my YouTube channel and also like, which will allow you to follow my Facebook page, Miss Rita to the Rescue. And then one final shout out to my blog. If you're the kind of person that likes to read and look at pictures instead of watching videos, I do still, and that's how I got started, I do still produce a blog at missritatotherescue.com. I am like, I think it's like 4, maybe not including this one, I think I have 3 more entries to hit 250 blog entries, which to me, that's like, I should probably cull them all together and put them in a book or something. I don't know. But 250 full of not just Cricut projects, but also tons of recipes and some humorous things as well. If you haven't checked out my blog, please, please, please check it out. Miss Rita to the Rescue. There's a project index there as well as a recipe index. So I want you to go there and check that out too. Thanks for coming today. I hope you've enjoyed this content. Let me know if there's anything that I can do to specifically focus on something for you. Thanks so much, and you have a wonderful day.